Hey guys, I just thought let me quickly record this before I go and just had a really good meeting. Yeah, so these we're gonna do, I think weekly is good enough because there's a lot of stuff going on, so I don't wanna over upload. So yeah, landing page almost done. As I said, I changed strategies. Instead of just developing the whole app, I've gone for the landing page. Then from that start to get sign-ups and things like that. Yeah, so pretty interesting week actually. I've made sure I've been yeah, pretty interesting week. I made sure I was out a lot. I was doing a lot of networking. First one actually. So I was just walking down the road and I saw like a ferrari, like a new plate. And I saw a guy coming out of, and I noticed it looked like an older black man. So I waited for him. Because me, I'm always an open mind, man. As I told you guys, I'm here to network. I haven't been in London for a while, so now that I'm here, I'm outside. So I was actually waiting in a barber shop. I went and talked to him. He had a good story. So he's like an older Nigerian man. I'm not going to tell you the first bit he said because he's a really funny guy. If I could have a quick interview, it would be quite funny. He literally told me from the beginning how he first came here. He was hustling, just like cleaning toilets, security. He moved his way up. Then him and his brothers, they pulled money together. They were working. Then they invested in the first business, and they expanded. They expanded into other ventures. They first invested back home in Nigeria, but then the typical story, the people who were running it kind of messed up, and took all the money basically. So then they decided to train people first. So teach people, sit down with them. I think they took one guy, and then they made sure they worked on him for like a year. Then they put him in charge of some businesses, some hotels, Airbnb, stuff like that. But even then, the way the economy worked, it didn't really pan out for them too well. But where he really made his money was in an umbrella company, where they, if you guys don't know, that's basically when you're working as a contractor, it's a company that takes over your expenses, does your taxes, stuff like that. This was before the IL-35, so they were making a lot of money. Yeah, there was a little, one, two shady dealings on the side I'm not going to get into, but yeah, that was the main thing that they did before that the inside and outside IL-35 kind of thing kind of came and kind of messed them up. But from those money, they're investing back in the hotels and stuff businesses back in Nigeria. So they kind of, the lessons I learned from that, they came together as a little community, they're brothers, put money together, and then they invested in certain things. And he's doing pretty well for himself. He says he's retired now. He doesn't do nothing but spend money on what he likes to spend money on. I'm not gonna say, but yeah, it was a good lesson. I kept in touch with them. Then there's another guy I met, more related to this journey, the startup journey that we're on together. He is a bit further ahead, so he has he has his app already released. They basically you can share events, and you can link up with other people who would like to go to similar events or activities. You want to play football, you want to play the guitar, you want to go to a theater, you put on the app and then people can match with you like that and go out on activities together. A really interesting guy, man. He actually turned down a significant investment. And at first I was thinking, why would you turn down an investment in the beginning? It was multiple six figures. Multiple six figures for like 7%. But he didn't want to. He was negotiating. So in the beginning I was like, what's that? That's why I always like to meet people in person. That's one of my things today. That's one of my things moving forward. If I'm speaking to online, we're going to meet offline as quick as possible, because that's one of the mistakes I and many people make is keeping the things online too much. Now we've met offline, we have a much stronger bond. But through speaking to him, I found out that he was negotiating. So while he was negotiating, the person pulled out and they said, I don't want to I don't want to continue anymore. One of those Arab investors. So I learned a lot of lessons, man. So many lessons. That's kind of why I wanted to quickly jump here and jot down what I learned, the things that came from the meetings before it becomes hazy. And I'm actually designing a friend's startup as well, a service where you can find artisans in your area. So yeah, we're working a little ecosystem. We're trying to bring as many people that are working in their startups together. And we're all launching around similar times. He's already launched though. Yeah, so one of the main things I learned from him was, have your goal, have your number you want someone to invest, but don't do too much back and forth. Maybe if you sit down and meet people in person, but when you're doing back and forth in emails, then yeah, some of these guys are a bit volatile, have your lowest range and have obviously your desired range, Don't go too much back and forth because as you know, some of these guys, they've got a bit of ego, so they don't want to go too much back and forth, especially when you're pre-revenue. When you're pre-revenue and someone's offering you, a significant 6-figure deal for under 10%, that's going to value at over, 2-3 mil pre-revenue. That's definitely a good thing to take. Although, I know a lot of people are quite optimistic. Like, no, we can make more. We can get a better deal. But trust me, you need revenue. You need money to make money. So if you can, take the deal. Another thing. So he's got a big cut. So he's actually got quite a lot of staff. He hires from, he said, Nepal, India, Nigeria as well. His developers is based in Nigeria. So he's got a HR team, marketing team, finance team. I think those are the main ones. He said he's just missing a sales team, so he's just doing the sales for now. It's quite interesting. Obviously, he is significantly less what he pays than what it would be if you were to do it, or like you just for a developing team, just to develop your idea, is probably going to cost you significantly more than what he pays for his whole staff because he outsources. One thing that I would say is so the app is on the App Store already. He's soft launched, but he hasn't hard launched yet. In fact, I'm going to edit it back out and take out the name because I don't want to criticize him too much publicly. But and this is like a learning. It's not really a criticism. I've seen that he's launched, so he's actually on the App Store. Then I wondered, so wait a minute, you've launched, how come you haven't started your marketing yet? Because he wants to go into universities and places like that to market. But he hasn't started. Why haven't you started? He said, I still got some things to perfect, because he doesn't want to be out there, first impressions and then make a bad first impression. So what I kind of learned from that is, and I'm thinking, he's got a big team. Why doesn't his team kind of just fix it? I mean, if he wanted to, I could literally go in and, I'm just a one-man band. A lot of the problems I see he has, I could fix, within like a sprint, which is like 2 weeks. But he still hasn't launched. And that's perfectionism. And that's one thing I'm heavily shying away from. I'm more lean startup theory, Eric Ries, have your startup, have your MVP, release it, get feedback, keep that loop going. Iterate, not just wait until it's perfect before you go out into market. His reason for the way he's building out his team first, he actually has a load of other offerings. Just this app is the first one he has in a bunch of offerings. So, I look forward to his success as well. So the learning I was saying from his, from the perfectionism. So the reason behind him building that team is to automate it. So he wants to automate it. There's a specific book, I've forgotten the name, but I'm going to get it and put it on the screen that I read as well, that spoke about that. I think, .com Secrets, that's it, .com Secrets. That book is more about, don't you be too involved in the business. In the future, if you want to exit or people want to invest, if it's like a lifestyle business, people wouldn't want to. But when you automate it, when you got systems to keep the thing running without you there. So the example they gave is like a graphic design business. You have all your, you're doing graphics for a lot of companies. It's a good business, turning over a lot of profit, but you're still in the helm. The way you would automate that and get it optimized for like selling or big investment is by hiring good designers, teaching them your design systems, teaching them the way you do things, having a what's it called? Is it PO? What's it called? I'll put it on the screen. You have the memorandum of how you work, things like that. So anyone who's coming on board, they say McDonald's is one of the greatest companies for that, where no matter who comes in, they know exactly what to do to make those meals. So that's what he's doing. In my opinion, I think which is what I'm doing, is to launch first, learn from your customers, iterate, and then while you're building, then each step of the way have your documentation so you can move on. But yeah, so landing page definitely, but by the next episode, we're gonna have the landing page out. Yeah, so we're gonna start sign up, start the marketing, everything. So the design is already done. There's just a bit of images to replace and copy to modify in here, but the design is done. Also, my domain got taken. My domain name got taken. World Chef was what it was, but that's already been taken by this child's game company. And the launch video. So I decided to do instead of learning the whole thing, I decided to outsource it. So I've done the storyboard. I'm designing a simple video for them, and then I'm outsourcing it to professionals. I've seen it doesn't really cost that much in Fiverr when you outsource outside of the UK, of course. So yeah, man, exciting, meeting new people, constantly talking to people, building a bit of an ecosystem. Yeah. By the next video, we should be ready to launch and get out there and network even more, and start getting users to sign up and stuff. So thanks for all the support, love all you guys, and yeah, let's go on this journey together, and we'll get there in the end. Apologies for the bad audio as well, man. I decided to just do a quick one here, just in the cafeteria of one of the local masjids. Yeah, hopefully you guys can still hear that well. But yeah, next time, we're recording in a better place. But yeah, I just wanted to get out there before I forget. Thanks, guys.